Hello everybody, welcome to this part of my journey. Sorry about the wet hair and everything. I just got out of the shower. The shiny skin is wetness from the shower, not because I'm all sweaty. But this was an opportunity that I looked halfway decent, rather than bedhead and all that kind of stuff. And I had some time. So I was going to talk to you about some updates. And this one is about my weight journey. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to post pictures of me in a bikini. It's not sexy, I will go ahead and tell you that. But it also is the best way to show any differences, differences that you can't see through measurement. Back in 2004, I think it was, I did the Slim in 6 program through Beachbody, and so I learned to do the pictures through them. I, at that time, was not as big as I am now. I'm quite a bit heavier than I was then. At that time I had lost weight, everything. I'd lost 6 inches off my waist in that 6 weeks. Just off my waist alone. So I think I only lost like 5 pounds though in that 6 weeks. So you know, weight loss is a funny thing. It can be discouraging if you don't know all the little intricacies, for lack of a better way of putting it. You know, you can't look at just weight. You can't look at just inches. You can't look at just pictures. You kind of have to take everything in and kind of do a big picture, and you need to have small goals. You can't have these big goals. You know, I didn't mention this in this video, the other video, but you know, the liver doctor asked me what my weight goal was, and I laughed and I said, you know, one day at a time with the weight, and I said, you know, I'd love to be down to 130 again, but I'm not holding my breath. He laughed and he said, you know, one step at a time, that's a good idea. So that's been my weight loss goal. Sorry, fiddling with a staple. The previous video I talked about starting the Mediterranean diet, and how I thought I was going to struggle with that, but I've actually done really well with it for the most part, up until the last couple of weeks, which I've still done okay. I've just eaten things I shouldn't have, like I made strawberry cakes this past weekend for my coworkers. It's just strawberry cake turned into the little, little about that big, they do in a muffin pan, and so I made those for my coworkers. It's got white flour and butter and sugar, and I think those are the main things that are bad for me. It's got those things in it. It did have, the whole recipe had 2 cups of pureed strawberries, so that's a lot of strawberry. That is the only healthy part in the whole recipe. So I didn't eat a lot of those, maybe 3 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday. It's not a lot, but still it's not the best thing I should be eating. So I got a little off track there. 4th of July, I got a little bit off track, ate baklava, which is actually part of the Mediterranean recipes. But since I'm supposed to be staying away from the more sweets and that sort of thing, I kind of was on myself a little bit for having that, and brownies that a friend brought. The brownies were good. The brownie bites that you get at the grocery store. You know, it's not horrible, and I actually didn't gain any weight. I just beat myself up a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. Because on the Mediterranean diet, you are allowed to have sweets every once in a blue moon. So, just while my liver is inflamed, I'm trying not to eat the bad stuff right now. So, Mediterranean diet. My heaviest has actually been like 231, 232, something like that. I can't remember exactly. I've got it in my phone somewhere. I didn't bring my phone. Oh, I was going to say I didn't bring my phone down here with me, but I did. That's what I'm recording on. So I can't check and see what my highest weight ever has been. But I had lost some weight before starting the Mediterranean diet, just from my normal ebb and flow. But starting the Mediterranean diet, I started it on May 27th. Actually, that's a lie. May 27th, I did about a 1.5 day fast. I was trying to do 2 days, but I don't push it anymore because I get bad migraines if I go the full 2 days. So I just go as long as I can and go from there. But I made it about a 1.5 days on the fast. And when I do a fast, it's just 100% no sugar added juice for my meal. And then you're supposed to be doing water in between, but I do herbal tea. Herbal tea is decaffeinated, and I also don't have any sugar in it. I do Splenda. Say what you will about that. It's better than having sugar though. So I do tea because I just hate plain water. And I do different flavorings of that just to keep it switched up a bit. And then the juice. So on the first day of the fast, I weighed in at 227.2. And so that's my starting point for my diet. By July 29th, a couple of days over 2 months, I was at 214.4. So I've lost 12.8 pounds, almost 13 pounds. That's actually pretty good, considering that is without hardly any exercise. Towards the end of that, I was doing my stationary bike, but not to the point where I was sweating or anything, so I don't really count that as exercise. So I lost the almost 13 pounds purely off of diet alone. Then I got the other measurements I did were bust, waist, hips, thighs, biceps, and neck. And I do my measurements once a week. I don't do them daily because that will drive you crazy. Weekly, they still fluctuate a bit. At least the inches do, and part of that is because it's hard to get the exact same spot every time, but also your body's just going to ebb and flow as you go down, so you're going to see a little jitteriness. But I lost a total of 1.5 inches off my bust. I lost 4.5 inches off my waist and 2.5 inches off my hips. So those are the 3 main ones that people count when they're doing a weight loss program. So that's a total of 8.5 inches with those 3 sections, the biggest one being the waist, so that's not bad at all. And then for the thighs, I lost 1.25 inches. That one's harder because I try to get the fattiest part of the thigh, but then it starts getting up into your crotch, so I try to be careful of that. So it's the lower part of the fatty part. And my biceps, I've lost 1.5 inches. And my neck, I've lost 1/4 inch. So that's not too bad. I'll take those numbers. They're all going down. They're all losses. And considering there's no exercise with any of that, I feel pretty good about it. So, looking at things, I'll start with, and so I'm a little late doing this video, obviously, since this is mid-August at this point, but I'll start the next round of numbers at July 29th, and the 2-month mark from there is September, looks like it'll be September 30th, because we're doing it on Mondays. That's the closest one to the 2-month mark. So September 30th, I'll have new numbers, and I'll do for that, my mind just went blank. I'll do for that 2-month period, I almost said 6 weeks, that 2-month period, but I'll also do numbers as a total, cumulative numbers as well. So like I said, I did pictures, no judging, but here is the front view, and I've got it labeled, the dates, so that you guys can see. The dates are not the exact same dates as when I did my weight. Side view, and these are just when my friend was able to take pictures for me. They're not at the best angle. The one was more up and down, the other one seems more from top to bottom, but you still get a good idea, and you can see some differences definitely in the side view. The front view, it's harder to tell. The back view, you can see here, there's a little bit of difference that you can see if you look hard enough, but it's still kind of hard to see on the front and the back. But the side view is the one that gives you the best idea about things. So we'll keep doing the pictures every 2 months to also track that, and I'll probably do the same with it, where I'll have from the 2-month to 2-month, but I'll also have the cumulative as well. I think that's about it for the update on my weight. I just wanted to let you all know what was going on, and thank you all for continuing on my journey with me. Have a good day. Bye.